were green, no drop frames.
Hey, this is Don.
It's John.
Charlie.
And Charles.
All Things
Paranormal.
So we're in, what's that, what's the name of the city?
Madisonville.
Madisonville. We're at Madisonville at a haunted hotel. We told y'all it was going to be kind of like a little bonus hunt, and here it is. Man, we drove all day long just to get here
and do this.
That's right. So we're going to take it, leave our cameras running tonight. We're going to be walking around and stuff. You might periodically see us on a live cam. But man, if y'all see anything, text me. 409-239.
You don't remember
3437.
Say that again.
409-239-3437. Let me know, and we'll take it and come back and we'll review the cameras. Give me a time that it happened to, in case I don't see it by now.
So now, let's tell you what we do know.
So this is what goes on.
This is what we do know. There has been a lady that shows up when they'd have people working on the building. She would show up, walk around, do things, stuff like that, and then all of a sudden just disappear. So she's walking around everywhere. Stuff gets moved, stuff gets taken, stuff gets lost.
We got cameras in each room. We got cameras outside.
There's been several times that they had spellings of a name that just pop up of a name Clara. Now it could be, or Claire, it could be Clair or Clara. So if all of a sudden you start seeing some writing on a mirror or something like that, let us know.
That's right.
So we're going to try to do, we're going to try to hang in there as long as we can. But this has been a very eventful week. But we're going to be rest assured we're going to be up. We're going to have this going on almost all night. So the main areas you look for in when the cameras pop up is going to be for your long distance stuff out in your foyer, out in the kitchen, out on the back porch area. We got some in the rooms in case there's some action in the rooms. But those are the main things you really. Going on. One, there's guests in the other side of the motel.
Yeah, and now there's also lights coming on and off by themselves. So
yeah, lights will come on and off. Now, you want to say, I want to come visit this place. Well,
contact us.
We can contact us. We can't give you the name, but it's a historical hotel in
Madison.
Yeah, Madison. We'll talk to the owners in the morning to see if we can get a release.
Yeah, and we'll also take it and if we find any more information, we'll get some more information on it.
Now you can judge by the whole week what we've been. Let's go ahead and do a recap real fast.
It's long.
It's long. Our first night, we ended up, we wasn't going to do anything. We was going to rest, but all of a sudden we got on the trail of a goat man. All right. And we also looked at a spot that was supposed to have La Lorena, that had reported of La Lorena there. All right. Our second night, we was at.
Second day, we went to go look at the Roswell crash site.
Oh yeah, we went to the Roswell crash site, and we set up. Guess what? There's out in that whole area. We didn't tell you this, but out there in that whole area where Roswell was, we couldn't really get out there to it. And there's supposed to have been, believe it or not, a big fire. Now you know it says, well, it makes the roads impassable. I don't know how the roads are impassable to even start with, but it supposedly made it worse. So guess what? We went to our spot number 2. There's 8 or 7. How many?
7.
7. 7 different crashes sites in New Mexico in probably about 20-something years. So we went to our second site that we was able to get to and film out towards in that area. And at nighttime, and guess what? We gave a little show. We shot lasers into the sky trying to get a UFO to contact us.
And I believe we had every satellite there was pass by.
10,000 satellites, probably some of them government looking down on us. That's just fake. I'm just telling you that, just throw it out there.
It's over by Carlsbad crash site.
And it's over at the Carlsbad crash site.
Right.
So now.
The next day.
So one second. So while we was there, we got people, 2 trucks, they all look the same, pulled up there and started looking at us like what we was going to do. Were they government? I don't know. Government's usually black, huh? But that was kind of strange. You figured they'd walk over there and say, hey boys, what y'all doing? You know, well, it was obvious what we was doing. We was trying to talk to ET.
Yeah.
So, our next night.
Next night. So the next day we went to, or next evening, we drove 6.5 hours.
6.5 hours.
We drove up north and we went to the ghost mine.
The ghost mine
Of
of
Kelly.
Kelly. Ghost town of Kelly.
Now we took a lot of pictures and it was very dangerous and meat-eating flies.
Let me tell you something. If you want to come to New Mexico, get ready because the flies will tear that up.
I mean, they were bad.
But remember this, it's supposed to be a ghost town. And what do flies live on?
Yeah.
Decay.
Yeah. And there was plenty of decay around there.
There was plenty of it.
Now y'all stay tuned on our movie part because I'll show y'all a lot of pictures of that place because I took a bunch of them.
Yeah, that specific tunnel goes down about, we did the sound test where Charlie threw a rock and it went about 4 seconds? 3 or 4 seconds?
4 seconds.
About 4 seconds. It went 4 seconds before it hit the bottom. Now there's supposed to be how many feet or miles of
30 miles.
30 miles
Tunnel.
of tunnel underneath where we was running around at. So you can understand just how dangerous it was. Rocks, slag, everything, stuff collapsing. We didn't have nothing collapse on us, but
And the worst thing of it was steep. It'll make a goat suck air.
suck some air.
I mean,
We're not exactly 100% shaped like we was a few years ago.
yeah, round does not roll uphill.
No, it don't.
So we didn't make much ground coming down either.
Yeah, don't roll uphill. You're right. So anyway, we got some good pictures of that. The flies were just terrible. When I say they were terrible, if you ever walked up there and you hit a hornet's nest and it goes pop and all them hornets go running out,
Flies.
The flies were like that. Flies was on us like it was going out of style.
So we was going. There were several places that we was going to go, and they never panned out. So just so happens, John lucked out and found something on the internet, and so now we drove another 12.5 hours.
It was 12 hours.
12 hours this way.
So anyway, we're sitting over there, we're like,
Texas.
man, you know, I don't think we had the class show that we normally put on.
Yeah, so we
The 100%, we gave 130%, but we haven't had 100% to the top T like we normally do. So guess what? Man, here we are.
So we've only been on the road 4 days. And how many miles did you say we just drove?
Almost 2,400 miles.
Yeah,
In 4 days.
It's 4 days, 2,400 miles in 4 days. So that brings up the subject. I have taken donations for maintenance on the vehicle. But anyway, man, it has been an eventful week and much needed week of paranormal. Now, you know what this does? This whole trip outlined the whole situation. We're too old or too fat to be running around in the summertime out in the woods. I think we're going to start doing ghost hunting during the summertime, and we're going to try to get out in the wintertime out there where we can try to get something.
Yeah, anything less than about 75 degrees is comfortable.
That's prime temperature
Yeah.
for the fat man.
Yeah, but whenever you start glistening, just sitting in your car, it's too hot.
It's too hot.
Too hot.
So anyway, you got anything to say, Charlie? I think we're going to leave it to you. Y'all keep an eye out on these cameras, man. This is a bad to the bone place.
Now, if y'all see one of us walking in front of a camera, if you feel like texting and letting us know, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's one of us for sure.
All right, now let me tell you, I'm going to throw this out here right now. We will take donations to buy this place. It is actually up for sale at a steal of a deal of $780,000. It's appraised at $1.2 million. Now we'll take $755,000 and we'll cover the rest.
No, or here's the next thing. If you want to take it and buy it, we will take it and work for a nominal fee of doing ghost tours.
That's right. We'll set up ghost hunting and stuff. Man, let me tell you something. If you fill out this whole place, that's a money-making project.
That's right.
So
And we do it for a nominal fee.
yeah, we'll do a small fee.
Small.
Even we just take even some pictures too.
Yeah.
We'll make you well known.
And with signatures.
Signatures, we'll sign
I'll
autographs.
sign.
But anyway, yeah, this place is for sale. So somebody come and buy it. Somebody knows us, so we can come up here at ghost hunt all the time.
And we know a lot of people that come to us.
And we know a lot of people that fill your rooms up too.
We're going to our cameras.
So now we're at the cameras.
So our big camera is what, Charles?
The top left camera is showing the upstairs hallway, and you can see the stairwell in the very back on the bottom side of that, which is where one of the ghosts is supposed to see him coming up the stairs and mingling around in this area. The upper right picture is the outside deck area in front of John's and Charlie's room. So their access to their room is actually from the upstairs balcony. Below that is another view of that upstairs common area. So the second one from the top right is the balcony, or the dining area, the living area. The bottom left is John's, or I think that's Don's room. Is that right?
Yeah, Don and Charlie.
Yeah.
Yep. Don and Charlie's room. The middle one in the bottom is John's room, and then the bottom right is the balcony, and that right in the center of that is a stairwell coming up from downstairs, coming up to that landing, and that's on the right side by John and Charles's room.
Hey, where's our balcony?
Your balcony is top left. Or
Oh,
top right.
okay, cool.
So we've got pretty much the whole second floor covered for everything except for where the other guests are staying.
Yeah, we don't want to get anybody else, so.
So anyway, we're gonna leave this to y'all. Y'all keep a good lookout. We're gonna be doing some stuff around, so you might see us walking around.
So this is Don,
This young
It's Charlie.
And Charles.
All Things Paranormal.
And
We're still, one second.
So this is Charles. I'm in the command room. And probably in a few seconds, you may see John walking around with the thermal imager and the EMF meter. Actually, you can see him in the upper left screen right now of the big display. I'm going to go to that. So let's see if we can, oops, use off camera. As soon as I see him, I'll come back over there to it. We're also in the process of setting up an EVP session, which we'll try to do live as well. Okay, so there's John. Just into the camera view. Oh, see, there he is. So basically he's using the EMF meter, which is the right side of that display, and then the display that you're seeing in front of him is the thermal imager, which he is also recording. And there he is again. So there are some residents towards the front right of where he's facing right now in that little corner, that alcove. There's nobody in the room in front of him. I believe that's room number 1. And there should be nobody downstairs.